Welcome to class. It's a beautiful day for some yoga. Uh, so it's always good to be with you. I hope you are ready today. And ready or not, here we go. Today we are talking about loving kindness or Maitri, which is one of the four infinite thoughts in the Yoga Sutra. It's also comes from Buddhist texts and Hindu spiritual texts, also called the Four Immeasurables in Buddhism. But so this first one, Maitri, is friendliness, and they all build upon each other. So this is the first one, which is more important than I had, growing up and, being younger and I would venture to say not as wise. I um, I've come to value or recognize this value as so important. Friendliness um, towards ourselves, towards each other. It's a sense of unconditional acceptance. And when we meet difficult situations with other people, with ourselves, recognizing that things that come up, the suffering of fear and shame and anger and guilt and or hatred, things that we encounter from others and things that we encounter within ourselves, um, recognizing the suffering of that and meeting it with kindness, with compassion, a sense of loving awareness. There's a story about the Buddha where he he sits under the Bodhi tree and the Mara, who sort of represents all that is disturbing to peace and freedom, um, comes comes sort of is in battle with the Buddha, and when the Buddha defeats Mara, Mara goes away, but never really goes away. Always comes back in one form or another, sort of sneaking from behind a tree, coming in from the forest, and you know Buddha's assistant would see, Mara's here, Mara's coming, to warn the Buddha, and the Buddha would sit and and in his peaceful state and say, "I see you, Mara," and then welcome Mara to come and sit and have a cup of tea. And Mara would stay for a while, and they would sit there and have tea. And then when he would realize that he's not disturbing the Buddha's peace, he would go away. But inevitably, from time to time, would come back. And each time, the Buddha would welcome Mara to sit in a gesture of friendliness and kindness. And so, similarly, when we meet, when this suffering comes to us in the form of fear or what have you, um, or difficult emotions that we may tend to want to avoid or push away, to welcome it, to be with it with loving kindness, to be with ourselves with loving kindness. And similarly with others when others come to us with animosity or anger or hatred or jealousy, not taking it personally, realizing that this isn't about us, this is their suffering. And so meeting them with a sense of loving kindness as well, and recognizing that this is their suffering and having an unconditional friendliness. And this is certainly a skill. When we talk about living skillfully, it's sometimes easier said than done. And that is when we look at it as an opportunity to practice, to like hone our skills to master this living skillfully. And and so we meet life in this way. So today in our yoga practice, we are going to uh, explore this and remembering too in our yoga practice to meet ourselves with friendliness, non-judgment, being present here and doing our best and playing. So let's come to our mats, find a comfortable seat. Settle in, feeling the ground beneath us, welcoming gravity as we allow ourselves to feel heavy, settling into the earth. And whether you're sitting on a chair or sitting up high on a bolster, let the seat be comfortable. Let the spine be long and tall, the crown reaching towards the sky, the shoulders softly falling away from the ears, really with a sense of softness at the skin, the muscles around the bones, delighting in this time right now with gratitude. And I'd invite you to close the eyes if they're not already closed. And just notice sounds that are near or far. The light as it enters the eyelids and how it might dance across our awareness. Sensations, the air against our skin, the clothing against our skin. And sensations within the body. If anything draws our awareness there, meet it with curiosity. Whether it feels comfortable or uncomfortable, without judgment, meeting it with loving kindness. And with that sense of awareness and acceptance, let's come